What's up, family? Man, we're going to have a deep, intimate conversation today about understanding the process. Stay with me, it's going to get deep, it's going to get heavy. It is what it is. Family, I talk a lot about having nervous breakdowns. You know what I mean? Man, and I talk about, man, that's a good thing. That's a beautiful thing. Embrace it. You know what I mean? Embrace the nervous breakdowns. And it's weird because in our society we demonize that. In our society we look at that as being a weak thing. In our society we look at that as, oh, you a punk, you a sap, and you weak minded and whoop de whoop de whoop. You know what I mean? We say all these ignorant things, about people that are at that verge of having a nervous breakdown, people that are at that verge of, man, just I can't take no more. You know what I mean? And it's because we don't really understand it. You know what I mean? And we've really demonized it. We've really invalidated. We've really done it a disservice. You know what I mean? Stay with me. We're going somewhere. Um, 2014, my brother passed away at the end of 2014 from colon cancer. A few months later, I found out that my wife had breast cancer, and she passed away in 2015 from breast cancer. Man, I went to China afterwards to spread her ashes, and I broke down. I had a point to where I couldn't take it no more. I wanted to die. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. I tried to die. I tried to OD on alcohol. I was done. I was so mad and angry at God. Stay with me, I'm going somewhere. I lost everything. You know what I mean? I had lost everything. And for in my mind, God had did me so wrong. In my mind, man, God took my mom when I was 2 years old. Man, going through being molested in church. Man, just all the stuff that I went through. Getting married and, man, she leaving. And taking the kids. You know what I mean? And it's just, man, it was too much. You know what I mean? And then getting remarried again and finding the love of my life. And, man, my brother passing away. Now she's gone. You know what I mean? It was. I was done. I was done. You know what I mean? I was done. And it's like, man, God didn't want me happy. Stay with me. I'm going somewhere. My life wasn't meant to be happy. You know what I mean? I was meant to suffer and just meant to lose and just meant to just go through unnecessary pain and suffering that I had no control over. I was done. I wanted to end it all. I tried to end it all. And yet, here I am. Yet, here I am, full of joy, full of peace. You know what I mean? Family, we all, in order to reach our full potential, we all have to go through a breaking process. In life, in order for you to become that phoenix and reach your full potential, man, you got to go through a breaking process. You got to go through that process, family. And we don't understand that process. You know what I mean? We don't understand that process. And so we fight that process. We resist that process. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. You know what I mean? We resist it because we don't understand it. We resist it because we think it's weak. We resist it because other people are going to look down on it. We resist it because it's soft. It's been a punk. It's been da da da. You know what I mean? We have all these negative things for it. You know what I mean? Not even understanding, man, I got to go through this process. I have to go through this because once I go through this, man, there's growth on the other side. There's development on the other side. There's potential on the other side. Man, there's fruit on the other side. There's abundance on the other side. I used to work with kids and I used to teach them the importance of gardening and I used to show them how to garden. I used to show them, man, there's so many benefits, so many life benefits, so many life lessons that we can gain from gardening, from understanding how to garden. And the trip is, everybody talks about the breakthrough, and and the breakthrough. But what they don't talk about is, man, you're gonna have to go through an emotional breakthrough. Everybody talks about the seed being planted and the seed breaking through the ground and reaching its full potential. But what they don't talk about is, before that seed breaks through the ground, there's another breakthrough that has to take place. There's another death that has to take place. And what do I mean? The seed buried in the dirt has to crack open. It has to break in order for what's inside the seed to come out. The shell, the casing of the seed has to crack open for what's inside of it to come out. Before it can become a flower, before it can break through the ground, the casing, you look at sunflower seeds, the shell cracks open for you to get the seed. Same thing with pumpkins, same thing with all seeds. The shell has to crack open for what's on the inside to come out. All this up here, you know what I mean? Us, we have to go through the exact same process. We got to go through the rough times. We got to go through the hard times. We got to go through the pain, the suffering, all that other garbage. We have to go through the process. And so when people talk to me about, man, I'm having a nervous breakdown, and I'm telling them, man, that's great. Embrace it. Embrace it. A lot of times they don't understand what I'm talking about until I have to break it down to them. Man, in order for you to go, because you're on this side of the process. You know what I mean? You're on the cracking open side, and that hurts. That's uncomfortable. That's taking you out of your comfort zone. That's challenging. You know what I mean? Because you're on the side of you're the caterpillar. And in order for you to become that butterfly, man, you got to go into that cocoon. And then once you get into that cocoon, man, that cocoon got to crack open. You got to learn how to flap your wings. You got to learn how to fly. There's processes to everything, family. And so when people talk about, man, having a nervous breakdown, man, sit back and enjoy it, family. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. It's not meant to destroy you. It's meant to crack open that ego. It's meant to crack open that shell, that housing unit, so that what's inside of you could come out. So the artistic part of you could come out. So the spiritual part of you could come out. So the next level of you can come out. You can't go to that next level without being cracked open. You can't go through that next level without having your breakdown, without having your breakthrough. See, we all want the breakthrough, but we don't want to go through the process of having the breakthrough. We all want the breakthrough. We all want to go to the next level, but we don't want to pay the price to go to the next level. We want that next level stuff at this level comfort. You know what I mean? We don't want it. We don't think that we should have to pay the price. We don't think that we should have to get outside of our comfort zone. We don't think that we should have to suffer any. We don't think that we should have to do anything. Man, we had that entitlement mentality. Man, I'm entitled. I'm here. And because I'm here, everything should just be given to me. Because I'm here, I shouldn't have to go without. Because I'm somebody. You know what I mean? Because I'm privileged. Man, family, we have to grow up. We have to grow up and understand the process. And in understanding the process, man, you learn to accept and embrace and be grateful for everything. You learn to embrace the pain. You learn to embrace the frustration. You learn to embrace all that you're going through. Why? Because you see the process. You understand the process. You understand that this is not the end all be all. You know what I mean? This isn't the end for you. This isn't where you're going to die at. This isn't where you're going to finish up at. This is just part of the process for you to get to the next level. It was painful losing my brother. It was devastating. It was more devastating finding out that my wife had stage 4 breast cancer, and I hadn't even came to the end. I hadn't even gotten to the end of grieving for the loss of my brother when I found out that, man, you about to lose your wife too. Not only did I take your brother, but yeah, I'm about to take your wife. And so what that did was, man, that just brought back so many memories, so many issues, so much trauma, so much drama in regards to, man, I lost my mama. I've lost everything I've loved. What the hell is wrong with me? Man, am I really cursed? I've always grew up believing that I was cursed. Man, I must really be cursed because, man, God is taking everything from me. I can't have nothing. God don't want me to be happy for nothing. For whatever reason, man, I must have the devil in me. I must be evil. I must be damned to hell. Because everything I touch is contaminated. Everything I touch is taken away from me. Everything I touch rusts. What the hell is wrong with me? Why do God hate me so much? What did I do that was so bad, that deserved all of this pain and suffering? If I would have committed suicide in that process, I would have never learned the lesson. I tried to commit suicide in the middle of the process because I didn't really understand the process. I didn't really understand life. I understood life, but I didn't understand the life that I was given, the life that I chose. I didn't understand my purpose. Now that I've gone through the process, now that I'm able to sit back and reflect on it, now that I'm able to sit back and look at all that I've gone through, now that I'm able to sit back and, like, man, I can't believe that I went through all of that. Man, I can't believe that I endured all of that. Man, I can't believe that I survived all of that. Man, I can't believe that I made it out of all of that hell, out of all that pain, out of all that suffering. And I have that peace that passes all understanding. I have that joy that can't be explained. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, I would do it all over again. I would do it all over again. Yeah, it was painful. Yeah, it was traumatic. Yes, I miss my mom. Yes, I miss my family. Family. I would do it all over again. I would do it all over again because I see the results. I understand the results now. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, it cost me some things. It cost me a lot of things. But in the end, I've learned a lot. I've grown drastically. And because I've learned so much, because I've grown so much, man, I'm able to help so many more people than I could have, than I would have, had I not gone through the process. So the process, yo, oh yeah, it was for me. It was for me. It was for my pain. It was for my suffering. It was for my growth and development. But it wasn't about just me. It wasn't so that I could just pop my collar and like look at me and look, I'm somebody. It wasn't about any of that stupid stuff. You know what I mean? It was about me going through it to learn and grow through it so that I could turn around and help others grow through what they're going through. I'm gonna say that again. All that we go through is so that we could grow through, so that we could turn around and help others grow through what they go through. My hope and prayer is that you embrace the process. Understand that in everything in life, there is a process. And part of your growth and development, it's a process. You're not going to get there overnight. You're not going to get there in a year. You're not going to get there in 10 years. You're not going to get there in 15 years. It's a process. You can't handle it all at one time. You got to take steps to get to where you got to go. You don't get enlightened overnight. You don't get completely awakened in one night in 5 years. I don't care what you're talking about. I don't care how much you study. I don't care how smart or intelligent you think you are. There's a process. 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, you should be so much more wiser, so much more deeper, have so much more understanding, be able to help so many more people, have a greater awareness, have a greater understanding than you do now. 15 years from now, 20 years from now, you should be able to look back at your life now. I'm like, man, I thought I was this. I thought I was, I thought I had this figured out. I thought I had this figured out. Man, I realize now I really didn't understand that. I thought I did, but man, I have such a deeper understanding of that. It's like martial arts. I love martial arts. I love meditating. I love nature. It's like the more I spend time out there, the more I spend time doing these things, the deeper my understanding gets. The deeper, the more knowledge and wisdom and understanding I get, the more I do it. Same in life. My hope and prayer is that you don't give up in the middle of the process, that you don't give up, period, that you understand that it's a process. It may not happen when you want it to happen, but it'll happen when it needs to happen. And no matter where you are in your growth and development, no matter where you are in your spiritual walk, you are directly where you're supposed to be. You are where you're supposed to be at. Everything is divinely timed. Don't think that you have to make up time. Don't think that, man, you're behind. Don't think any of that other negative stuff. You know what I mean? You are where you're supposed to be at. You always were, and you always will be. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.